I'm searching for something, but I really don't know what I'm looking for. I'm starting to build this type of awareness. This is not how I want to feel. This is not how I want my life to go. I was raised by a single mother. My father, he went to prison for 18 years of my life. I think that my mom was just trying to find herself. Like, she really didn't know who she was. She had a boyfriend. They would always get into their arguments and they would always fight. She would leave. And every time that she would leave, she would go to a shelter. But when she went to a shelter, she would go back with him. And then I did get sexually abused by him. I thought that I was saving my mom. If I say something to her, then this is just gonna cause a bigger argument for her. This is just gonna hurt her. But it actually ended up hurting me the most. I'm keeping all of these secrets in me and I'm not being heard, so at this point I feel silenced. I can't feel stable because I'm going shelter to shelter. I'm meeting new people. Like, it's not comfortable for me. She finally hit a space where she hit one last shelter and it was like done. Like, he had ended up going to jail and we didn't hear from him again. I started to be around gang members. I started to just feel good about myself, but knowing that it's an unhealthy environment. And then my mom finally decided to move. I feel like she was coming into the realization that this is not it. We cannot live our lives like this. All I seen was cornfields and a lot of grass. We didn't know the atmosphere. We didn't understand the dynamics of Angola. It was just so unfamiliar. There was no buildings, like everything was so far apart. I was a teenager and I'm straight from Chicago, so it was a big cultural shock for me. Everything was so different. Like the way they dressed, the way they talked, just the way they did everything. Once we got there and I started getting at school, I see that I was the only Black girl, and being around a predominant white school, that was very shocking to me. Like, they don't like me. People just stare at you like you were an unknown species. And I was so angry that I would be very hostile. Since I was born in Chicago, it's like, you come at me, I'm coming at you. That's all I knew. I was trying to go to school, but I was like, it's just not for me. Like, I just can't do it no more. It was like something in my body just leave it. Once I started going back to Chicago, I was like, I'm done. Once I met my baby daddy, I just fell in love with him. I did. Love at first sight. I just loved him so much. Like, this was who I've been looking for this whole time. After 4 months of us dating and linking up and talking to each other, we conceived our child. But as my whole pregnancy had went on, we would go through so many trials, and we would always be arguing because I would see him with other women, and I'm just like, I'm all the way in Angola and you all the way in Chicago, and I can't get to you the way that I want to. I thought that this was the man that I was going to spend the rest of my life with. Like, I loved him. I deeply loved him. And when my baby was 6 months old, my baby father ended up passing away. You know, I needed a little bit of air to breathe. I need a pill, I need a drink, I need to smoke. I need some type of release. I did not really care about what you had going on. It was all about me. I was the victim. I remember one night while my baby, she was 1 year old, I looked out the window and I said, God, I can't do this no more. Like, I need you to heal my heart. Like, I'm in so much pain. And I just looked and I cried, and I swear the next day, everything flipped in my life. Me and my mom got into the biggest fight ever, and I started revealing things to her that was happening to me that she didn't even know was going on. God was teaching me something in that moment. I ended up leaving and I ended up being homeless. I got this 1 year old baby. We trying to venture out, we trying to do what we do, but it did not work like that. I called the rescue mission and I was battling in my head like, I cannot do this. I cannot go to the shelter, like not with my baby. Like, is this what really life is right now? Is this where I'm gonna go? I'm gonna do this all over again, but now I'm in the position to be doing it. I can't even judge my mom no more because now I'm her. I was thinking of every reason to not go there. As I'm walking through the rescue mission and I'm looking around, I'm just like, it's not bad. It's not what I'm used to. And this is not like the same places that I've been to before. I met so many people that I dearly love till this day. I was implementing so much into me. Like every time we were talking, I would feel like you were my safe space. Even with the other staff members, I would just be so open. And I was not used to that.
Watching you go through that really encourages us as a staff that we can encourage and motivate other women that are willing to do the same thing. Areana is a great example of what the Rescue Mission's Charis House has to offer. There was an amazing spiritual transformation in her. She spoke about her relationship with God, how much praying she had done, how many conversations she had had with him about her and Ava and what she wanted their life to look like.
And it is gone. And its place knows it's no more.
We always let them know we're not going to pull you into anything. You have autonomy here to do what you feel is best for your life. But if you give us the opportunity to wrap around you and give you the resources and walk alongside you, we can get you pretty far. And Areana is an example of what we can do for them.
It wasn't just about, I'm just doing this for Ava. See, there's a misconception that if we do things just for our kids, that that's enough. Like, that's just like a downfall. Simply because if we do it for them, it's a great motivation, but it can't just be for them. I think she understood that she needed to do it for herself, not just for her daughter. That anything that she did with her connectivity with God, that from there, her daughter would receive the overflow.
Start to see the women around me and I started to hear certain stories. Wow, like these sound so familiar. But instead of me just looking at everybody else, I pointed it back to my mom. I didn't look at her with hate, but it started to resurface love because it's like, I'm searching for something just like you're searching for something.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Hey.
If I would have stayed there and I would have continued to try to fill those voids, my baby would not have this present me. She would not know who she is if I did not find myself. If I did not pour into myself, I would not have been able to pour into her. I would have not been able to show her a different light. But now that I'm moving in such intention and moving with so much love, she's so much lighter and you can tell it on her face. It's crazy. It is. And the rescue mission did that for me.